Welcome. I'm Alexandra Guadano, and I'm here today with Karen Francks, who is the manager of HR Services for Pepco Holdings. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Karen is here to talk with us a little bit about technology meeting the vision in HR shared services. But before we jump into that, Karen, can you give us a little bit of background on yourself?
I have been with Pepco Holdings for my entire career in HR. I'm an HR professional. I enjoy what I've been doing for many, many years, and I've been in all aspects of HR throughout my career.
Great, thanks Karen. So can you start by talking a little bit about the evolution of HR service delivery models?
Sure. Many years ago, they were classic call centers where you would have people answering the phone and doing basic inquiries. Someone would ask a question, you would give an answer. They were cost effective, but they were not transforming HR. They were just basic call centers. That kind of evolved to an outsourcing model where about 10 or 15 years ago people got on the outsourcing kick, and we started looking at ways to outsource our transactional work, including the call centers. And now it's evolved to the best of both worlds. So it's sometimes called a shared service model, it's sometimes called a co-sourcing model. So that's where you take the best of your outsourcing, the best of your call centers, and you enable it to meet your business needs.
Great. So do you think that this is more than just a temporary shift, or could this signal the next generation for HR shared services?
Well, if you've been at this as long as I have, it tends to feel sometimes like a pendulum swinging the other way, and it's really not. It truly is a strategic shift. And it's looking at the time is right for bringing technology together with process, together with people, together with business imperative to drive a strategic shift in this space. And the key factor here is the technology is finally ready. The technology is the key enabler.
So Karen, what technologies are truly making the business case for the next generation model?
There's a few. We've gone from an intranet model to now a portal technology where that portal knows who you are when you sign on to it, and it brings back to you the information that's particular to you. They are also knowledge bases where the representative taking the calls can hone in on the kind of information, so it's an efficient way to get your answers done. And on top of that is the integration of the case management software, so that when those tickets come in, you are tracking the ticket, the life of the ticket against service level expectations, and the enabling technologies around integration of different applications. A lot of companies have their standard enterprise systems, their HR systems, but now you have a lot of niche vendors that are bringing specialties to the table, and that's where you get the power of the integration.
Right. So in addition to these new technologies, you probably do have a lot more vendors that you have to manage. Mm-hmm. Why do you feel that Pepco is successful at that?
Well, we've been at it for a long time, and you learn by your lessons and you learn by networking with others and find out what works for them, but you have to have a focus on vendor management. You're at their mercy. They represent you before your customers, your employees, and so they have to perform to the level of expectation. So it starts at the contract, it starts at the vendor negotiation, it ends with their day-to-day performance, and just that accountability factor woven into each of your vendors.
So what were the key business drivers for Pepco Holdings Inc. that led you to where you are today?
Our key business driver started in 2008. Like every company, when the financial downturn hit, it took us a little bit by surprise. So we took it as an opportunity to step back and look at our strategic intent, our asset mix, our business mix, and how we were going to move into the next decade and into our future. And that caused us to look at our business model. The other business driver was we are always at the mercy of the storm. we're a weather-driven company, and we were having a lot of reliability issues where we were unable to meet our customer expectations as fast as they wanted it to be restored, and understanding what we were doing to get them restored. And we reshifted our strategy to get at that. And at the same time, from an HR perspective, looking at that business driver, we needed to make sure that people were spending less time doing HR and more time out in the field restoring customers. So it caused every piece of our company to go through a strategic realignment.
Well, Karen, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you here.
You're welcome.
That's all the time we have for today. This is Alexandra Guadano, and thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next time.